So Tamir hits me up to tell me he's going to be training legs today, trying to show off. So I just walked into Westwood Health and Fitness and see what this guy's up to right now. There he is. Yo, buddy, I got a question for you.
Okay.
What's better, low or high reps for hypertrophy training?
Good question. But before I answer that, a couple things. First of all, in case anybody's wondering, right now I'm in Westwood Health and Fitness in Westwood, New Jersey. The reason why I like to train here sometimes is because it's an amazing gym. I know the owners and managers; they're really great people. It's a family-run gym, and it's got a nice community, and that's what we're all about at UTG as well. And it's right down the road from me, so that's why I'm here. Second thing is, if you have not signed up for my email list, please do so. It's coming up right now. Just put the email in. You'll get way more details than what we're about to tell you. So what is the best rep range? Well, funny that you asked that. Not a meta-analysis, a controlled trial just got published recently. Actually, it was pre-published, so I didn't have access to the article yet, just the abstract. But fortunately, one of my favorite analytical writers, Lyle McDonald, if you haven't heard of him, you need to look him up, did an analysis. He got the full text sent to him, and he did an analysis for our benefit on it. And how this study worked is they recruited 24 individuals, 18 of which completed. They tested a light hypertrophy range versus a heavy hypertrophy set. So the light one was somewhere between 25 and 30 reps. Heavy one was somewhere between 12 and 15 reps. And they separated the participants into two groups. One tested one way, one tested another way. This ran for 8 weeks, and they did about 5 different exercises. Now, consistent with other meta-analysis, other studies, they found out, and also you should know they controlled everything else like meals and things like that. What they found out was that there were no differences in the size gain, meaning they measured effect size and it was the same in both groups, statistically the same after the 8-week period. So they've also done this with strength studies where they tested the very low rep range and the same outcome keeps coming up. What was different, however, is that the 12 to 15 range with the heavier weight ended up with much more strength at the end of this period than the very light rep, very lightweight high rep group. So that's kind of interesting. As we know, heavier weight leads to more strength. That's what I said in another video. The other thing is, though, the one benefit for the lightweight high rep group is that they experience better muscular endurance at the end of the trial. So there's something to know about here. First of all, they didn't test for mixed groups. For example, a group that does a little bit both of heavy and light, which the researchers themselves acknowledge that probably is the best, most optimal way to train. You shouldn't go heavy, or just light. You need to mix it up, and I can explain that in a minute. The other thing to note, though, in this particular study is that to have to go to the 25-30 rep range every single time, that's really, really painful. That's really hard, as Lyle said. And you have to put that much more effort into it with not that much of a better gain. You can argue that you might burn more calories, but technically, why are we concerned with that if we're dialing in our diet? It just depends on the person and what they're trying to accomplish. If maybe somebody has their diet dialed in and then they want to add that to as an optimization technique, I can understand that. But the vast majority of you people watching this video probably have no need to worry about things like that. So you probably want to make getting gains as easy as possible. Now, the mixed group that they didn't test for is probably the most optimal because you can't keep going heavy all the time. Your central nervous system takes a toll, it gets really hard, you have to eventually deload and take a break, as I said in another video. But if you can combine them, then you get to prolong hypertrophy, meaning you can keep getting nice results, getting your muscles bigger, and you can also get the strength gains as well because you're not going purely strength all the time. So that's why daily undulating periodization training is known to be the best. I'll talk more about that in another video. And as a final note, right now I'm in the middle of my DUP block, but at the end of each week I like to do my own accessories. So I'm doing occlusion training. I sent out another video. It's blood flow restriction training. And the reason I'm doing this is because blood flow restriction is actually about 20% of your 1 rep max. You go for a lot of reps, but it's supposed to be easy. And this very, very light style of training has also been shown to be equally effective as even heavy training in terms of how big your muscles get. So that's kind of interesting. So why am I choosing to do this? Well, because I'm getting the same exact impact, but it's also my active recovery from a heavy lift during the week. And active recovery is really important, and there'll be another video about that. Again, sign up for the email list on the bottom. It's really hard to get into details here and to show references in a video, but for those of you that like this, that's why it's out there. If you sign up for the email list, you'll get much better information from me, from Russ, from Andrew, and the other boys. So if you have any questions, if you like these kind of videos, you want more information, please let us know.